Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Beauty Topics podcast. It's your girl, Chantel, and I am so excited for today's episode. I have someone here with me who is just like my personal style icon that I love and I admire. This gentleman has just done so much style work for me and so many others. His taste is just impeccable. He just has one of those amazing electric personalities that people are just drawn to him. And I just admire him so much as a business person, as an entrepreneur, and as a creative. So I just want to introduce to you Kobe, the owner of Dynasty Creatives.
Oh, thank you. Happy to be here.
Yes. So I just want to jump right into it. I don't want to waste any time. I want to know what just kind of inspired you on your creative journey as far as your style goes.
Yeah. Really, it starts with my mom, to be honest. And it's ironic that we're doing this podcast today on her birthday. As a baby, she would dress me just exceptionally well. There's baby pictures of me, and I remember one in like a yellow blazer and some navy pants, and it was like a little crest on the blazer, and the infamous white shoes from like the 80s and the 90s.
Stride right.
Yeah, and so from there, I would, she was always dressing me up as a baby. And then from there, I started doing weddings as a ring bearer, as a toddler.
Hello.
And I loved the dressing up aspect. To me, It was like a wedding was always like a fashion show because I got to walk down this aisle where it's only me, all eyes on me. I get to get a fancy suit. And so that's where it really started as a kid. Like I said, my mom dressing me, doing the weddings, and then being in church, doing performances and things. So just dressing up and being in front of people was just always something I enjoyed.
Yes, and he is multi-talented, okay? He has the voice, the face, the look, like the whole total package. Well, shout out to Mom. Happy birthday, Mom. Thank you for bringing this amazing human into the world that I love. I greatly appreciate you going through all them hours of labor, girl.
It was 24.
Woo! Okay, yeah. Well, it was worth it. You pushed out a very handsome boy, so it was definitely worth it, Mama. Thank you, girl, so much, and I hope you have an amazing birthday and you enjoy your day. But I'm with them stride rights. All my kids wore stride rights because, you know, the old wives' tale is if you put them in the stride rights, they won't be bow-legged. Well,
and there's some truth to that because I think I had something going on with my feet. I can't remember if I was pigeon-toed or both. Something was happening.
Yes, right.
And
those stride rights were. My kids wore stride rights and Oshkosh Bagosh. That'll take care of it all, baby.
Yes.
Okay, so inspiration was Mama, which I love that. I want to know who are your like style icons when you're dressing? Like, who inspires you like currently?
I really like Pharrell's style.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, I like Pharrell because he's daring and he doesn't allow himself to be in one box.
Yes.
He plays and flirts with gender norms. You know, someone may say, well, that hat's for a woman, but he may style it in a way it's a woman's hat, right? But he may style it to be so masculine that you may never know that came from the woman's department. So he's a major one.
Okay. Oh, yes, I absolutely love Pharrell. Okay, amazing. Now, like, are you kind of one of those people who kind of sit and watch, like, the Met Gala? Do you watch, like, Fashion Week? Like, do you follow those? Are there certain designers that kind of you lean towards that you're, like, really inspired by from things like that, the more avant-garde?
Yeah, I do. I do watch and kind of do the recap, the fashion or style recaps on, like, YouTube and social media from those major events. I really like the bloggers who also kind of show you their behind the scenes or like where they get all their things from. I love the ones that especially kind of show you that, hey, this piece may have come from a label, but this came from a thrift store and this came from Walmart. And together, collectively, this is how this look came to be. Because that's pretty much how I style. There may be a shoe that may be Gucci, the belt may be from the thrift store, and the shirt may be from Ross. But collectively, it's a great, great look.
You actually were the inspiration for me to start, Lord have mercy. For me to start going to thrift stores. It was because of you and that promo video that you shot for my company, for my salon. And there were so many gorgeous pieces and so many outfits that he put together. I had never seen anything like that before. So I almost was like a kid in a candy store. I didn't even, and the other model that was there, her name was Shireen. Shout out to Shireen. Beautiful. I thank her as well. Like the clothes and the outfits that you styled for her body type versus my body type, like you nailed that. Like I felt comfortable in every single outfit. Like I felt like myself, but just like it was just so elevated. So I just literally love your style. Okay, I have to ask this though. Who would be like your dream celebrity client? Who is it?
Ooh.
Or who are they?
Janelle Monáe would be one.
Oh yes, she's fine.
She is.
She is fine.
She's beautiful, and I just think she would be so much fun. I think we would have a lot of fun together.
She's a muse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Janelle Monáe. A guy. Let's see. This one's kind of hard. Maybe the artist Samo. Or what's the actor's name? Domingo. Gosh, I can't think of his name. He's the actor. Is he British? He might be British.
Oh. What's he been in? Is he on something on Netflix?
He is. He was just in.
Was he in Rebel Ridge on Netflix with the eyes?
No, he doesn't have. What is that?
Because I'm like, ooh,
Coleman Domingo.
Okay.
Yes, that's Cole. I could not think of the first name.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. It would be him or Samo, just because those guys, number one, they have more height. So I'm like kind of jealous of their height because they do more with height. But they also are really open-minded and are not looking to kind of stay on the beaten path of the same old kind of look. So I like that they like to take risks.
I love that. Now, when you're styling, would you say most of your clients have been women, or do you style a lot of men to predominantly female?
Yes. Yeah, usually women. Women just typically care more, to be honest.
True story.
And also, for me, it's more fun to style a woman because just men, a lot of times, there's just so many barriers.
Yes.
And a lot of guys are, this is what I like and this is what I want.
Yeah.
Well, what am I here for?
Yeah, they're so regimented. Yes, it's like they still want a 3-piece suit and just basically want you to change out the handkerchief.
Pretty much.
Okay. I feel you on that. Now, how difficult would you say it is for someone to like build a wardrobe on their own? Do you feel like it's worth the investment to get a professional stylist?
I think I know and feel that a stylist is a luxury.
Yes.
Some people, I've had conversations with colleagues that they, want me to style them, but don't want to accept the expense or the cost that it takes to style. And the thing is, if you have the budget to pay for a stylist, yes, go for it.
Yes.
And then also, if you are invested in your style in that way, like you're on, red carpets, or you're going to events, or you're doing a lot of photo shoots, or you're in front of a lot of people, then I think that makes sense. If not, I would say find some influencers that you really like on social media or Pinterest, even just to start to kind of collect, see what you like, and like, I like that garment, or I like the way she put that together, and start to kind of create and curate a collection of different looks that you can then go out and kind of be your own personal shopper based off of what you've researched, if you cannot.
Yeah. That's amazing advice, because I'm the kind of person, I am not stylish like Kobe, okay? I walk in and I'll walk by and see the mannequin and go, oh, okay, can I get all of this in a medium? Give me right there. Or I wear a lot of dresses and people are like, oh, you're so feminine, you're so girly. I wear dresses because it's one piece and I can't mess it up. Because now all I got to do is get my little sandals or my little heels and put on a bracelet and some earrings, and then I'm like, I made it,
Yeah, that's the great thing about women in dresses, is that it is a one-stop shop kind of thing.
You can put a belt on it, a chunky necklace, and change it out. And that's the kind of styling that I personally do, So, but I do absolutely feel like it's worth the investment, especially if you are, like you say, in front of a lot of people or, you're just honestly unsure of how to it's not that you can't dress yourself, but the thing is, for example, I'm a pear shape. I'm small on top, but I have really wide hips. So it's hard for me to find a proper pair of fitting slacks. Or like, should I be wearing wide leg pants? Should I not? Is it going to make me look bigger? Those are the kind of things, because I'll take 50 pieces in a dressing room and walk out with one thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I feel like if I had a stylist, they're going to take pictures, they're going to take my measurements, and they're going to curate things for me so that I'm not trying on 100 pieces of clothes at Target and then walking out in tears because nothing fit, you know?
Yeah, that is one of the pros to having a stylist is a stylist can help with the efficiency of getting dressed because, you know, you and your stylist have a conversation. The stylist shows up with the pieces. You try on those pieces. Mm-hmm. If they work, they work. If they don't, they don't. So you're not going from store to store, website to website. So that's one way a stylist can definitely help.
Because shopping is time consuming and it is exhausting and you're ordering things online and then stuff doesn't fit and then you got to return it.
Yeah.
It's like if you have a stylist, they're going to do all those returns. They're going to take all that stuff back and take care of it. You just take those pieces that work. And to me, that alone, as being a business owner, that time saver right there, because time is the one thing we're not getting any more of, baby. So, whew.
And to speak on time, that's the thing that I think clients, maybe don't understand when it comes to like paying or hiring your stylist. Is I think a lot of times people think, oh, well, he's good at it or she's good at it. It's not like work. It's not strenuous for them to
yes,
come up.
Yes, it is.
The part that is strenuous is the time because there is an element of research and then going to the stores and pulling the pieces and the vision and like what I can conceptualize may not take a long time, but executing it usually takes a lot of time and there's so many steps in there that the client will never see because you're not supposed to. That's the point.
Right.
But it is an element of time and dedication and intentionality that goes into it.
Oh, I believe it because even just I know the behind the scenes, like the behind the scenes of the fashion show and putting pieces together and making it work. And they're back there sweating bullets. You know, we may be back there doing the hair and makeup, but these designers and the dressers, just that, just off the rack. I don't even want to touch that side of the fence over there. I'm staying on this side. I'm going to leave that to you. Okay. I do want to know a little bit about one of my clients asked me this. She sent me this in a DM. She's like, okay, can you ask the stylist, what are the staple pieces that like each woman should own? Like, you know, she's a realtor. Okay. And so she's like, are there just certain staple pieces that I need to have? She's like, I have a white blouse and a black blazer and I keep wearing that everywhere. What else could I do to punch it up?
Now, that is very staple.
Yes,
you know, a white top and a black blazer jacket. That is pretty staple for all people. I think everyone should have a white shirt or a white top and a black jacket. I think staple pieces depends on who you are as a person.
Okay.
If you are a realtor, you move in different spaces than let's say an educator, right? So I would say, you know, for the realtor things, for your showings, if you want to, you know, step it up a bit, maybe you add a brooch to that blazer, or maybe you change out the white with a different top, or maybe you keep that same element where it's a blouse and a blazer, but maybe you know, play with colors. Maybe you do a tan instead of a black, or there's a way, you know, you can just kind of flip it out that way. Also pairing that, I like to take staple pieces and make them versatile. So you have a top and a blazer, right? You can wear that with pants. You can wear that with a dress. You can wear that with a skirt. So I think sometimes learning how to make the staple pieces versatile is a big part of it. But back to other things that she could add, I would say something that you can switch out, like I said, be versatile with for the professional spaces. And then something social, you know, some kind of go-to cocktail hours / after work kind of feel. Yeah,
so you need like your little black dress, your cocktail dress, right?
Absolutely.
And then like, are pencil skirts for everyone? Like I'm a pair. Is a pencil skirt even for me? Do you know what I mean?
I feel that today a lot of the rules are just not what they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you like pencil skirts
Mm-hmm.
and they work well for you, then yes, and you're going to wear them. But I know some ladies just don't like skirts.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it really just goes back to who you are as a person. And honestly, that's kind of the overarching thing with style.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really subscribe to a lot of rules.
Good.
I'm really locked into who I'm styling and who they are and what makes them comfortable. Because at the end of the day, whatever you're presenting, if you're not wearing it comfortably and with confidence, it's not something's going to look or feel off. So I'm all about tapping in and finding out what works for that person and what makes them feel the best.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can figure out what makes you look the best. Like, what can we put on top of that?
Okay, gotcha. Okay, well, let me ask you this. Are there certain things that you kind of wish would go away? Like,
Mm-hmm.
are you kind of like, okay, bell bottoms, you've had your time? Like, are there certain trends that you're just like, okay, Jesus, take the wheel? And
I don't know. Let me think of how to. Gotta be delicate here.
no, you don't. Put it out there.
We live in a space where like body positivity is a thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of letting it all hang out
Uh-huh.
that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish there was a little bit more shame.
Me too. I'm with you. Bring back shame and decorum.
I mean, because because it doesn't even, it can be anywhere. Like people will do this at the mall,
Mm-hmm.
formal spaces,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, social settings. And it's like, time and place.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like everybody wants to wear everything wherever because we're in this space where everyone's free and everyone's an individual, which I support that, but bring back shame.
Yes, bring back shame.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Yes.
I don't want to see all your body parts all the time.
And I don't care if you're tight and taut and sexy or if you're a little chunky, a little extra like me, I mean, I'm with you. I don't want to see it all, especially in certain places. This is not the beach. It put me in the frame of mind. I was watching, I wasn't even watching the show. It was on TikTok. When you just scroll and you can't sleep. And there was an excerpt from, I guess it's called Selling Sunset.
Mm-hmm.
And this beautiful, I'm not sure of her name. I don't know if it's Chelsea or whatever. This gorgeous, when I tell you stunning black woman that's on there. She looks like Naomi Campbell Jr. or something. She's a knockout. She's absolutely gorgeous. Actually, a friend of mine, Kevin Luong, did her makeup for a photo shoot that she had, I think, for People magazine. Shout out to Kevin. But she was showing a house and she was wearing little black cheeky shorts where the little butt cheeks were hanging out and a white blouse and like a little tie. Not that she didn't look adorable, and stilettos. She looked absolutely stunning. She is, when I tell you she's gorgeous, she's gorgeous. But I did kind of feel like when she was showing the house and then she was showing them something on the patio and she turned around and I was like, oh girl, nope, somebody didn't tell her booty cheeks were hanging out at work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, okay.
Because you're at work.
You're at work. That could have very well been like a cute little pair of leather pants, a nice, leather slack,
a skirt,
or a pencil skirt.
Yeah,
it was actually like little cheek cutter, like booty shorts. And when she turned around, I just went, oh no, girl.
And see, for me, the fun part about style and knowing time and place is you get to be a chameleon.
Yes.
Like on Sunday morning, I'm suited and booted, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm giving Saturday night.
No, it's not. It's not what you were giving at the Beyonce concert either.
Right. It's not what I'm giving at the Beyonce concert. So I just love that with style, you get to kind of put on these different hats, literally and figuratively. Mm-hmm. And let's not, put ourselves in one box and always present the same. Time and place is a beauty in that.
Yes. And cover it up. Cover it up. We got our kids out here. Cover it up.
That part.
So I do want to ask you about this certain trend, because my daughter does it, and I think it's so precious on the teens. Like, she'll wear like a cute, like florally dress or whatever with like sneakers, and I'm just like, that is so cute. And I look at somebody who's 17 and I'm like, that is adorable. But I'm sitting here going, I'm 46, I cannot rock that. But I feel like maybe I could. I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you feel certain trends are a little too juvenile? Or do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. I think a lot of times it comes down to the garments, the pieces.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Sometimes I think certain colors, certain prints, the design of the dress with the shoe can come off as juvenile, or it can be more mature. So I think a lot of times it just if you like a style and you feel like it's this or trend and you feel it's too juvenile, I think a lot of times you can alter that by maybe changing the fabric, the material. Maybe you go with something less floral or solid. You know, things like that can really change how a piece lands. I mean, a solid dress versus a floral dress. Same cut of dress, same design, but one being solid black versus one being pastel florals has two completely different, they land completely differently.
Wow. That is so true. And like, I see a lot of people mixing patterns. I was watching another show and this lady had on like the most beautiful, like textured, like floral, like 3D kind of effect sweater with like a long plaid skirt, and the sweater was kind of cropped, and it looked, and she was a redhead, and I was like, damn, she looks fine. Like, it was so beautiful. I was like, I would love to be able to pull off something like that. But when I see it, you know, we were raised in the era of matchy-matchy.
Yes.
We were raised where like, your blacks don't match. Your shirt is black, and your jeans are gray, black, and your socks are kind of red, black.
Yes.
We were raised so like matchy-matchy. Nowadays, my kids don't even match their socks. They're like, Mom, please. It's two clean socks. Put them on. Do that. So like mixing the plaids and the solids and the florals and the textures, I feel like that's where someone like you would really have to come in and guide me.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I feel like that's when we're getting, you know, upper echelon. You're mixing patterns and fabrics and textures. And
I want to be up there.
Yeah, that's when things get fun, though. That's when things are really fun, though, when you're mixing, you know, a velvet with a denim or something crazy like that. And it brings in the artistry, I feel, of fashion and style when you start to get into textures and those kind of things. So it's fun.
And do you feel like your style can age you? I've seen it.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to mention my mom again. She flew herself in earlier this year for a makeover. She was feeling like, you know what? I feel like I'm getting old. Like I need a little spruce me up.
Yes.
And so that's exactly what we did. We got with Kyler. He did her makeup and hair. And
shout out to Kyler.
Yeah. And I pulled some pieces for her, and we had our photographer Patrick come in and do a shoot. And I just exposed her to a couple of things that I think will help elevate her style, and also just bring in some youthfulness. Like for one, my mom, I think that was the first time her first time wearing a onesie as an adult woman.
Okay.
And so she was like, and when I showed it to her, she was like, what am I to do with it? I'm like, Mommy, I'm telling you, it's going to be great. It's going to have everything nice and smooth. Like it's going to look like the perfectly tucked in shirt.
Yes.
And so like that, and there was some Betsy Johnson pumps that she really liked. And she was like, yeah, I've seen Betsy, but I haven't really dabbled in Betsy. So, and I think Betsy is an example of finding a brand or a label that is multi-generational.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Betsy appeals to younger women, middle-aged women, older women. And so, you know, getting to know the client again, and then finding ways to kind of introduce these things to keep them young. Maybe it's a style of shoe. Maybe it's a onesie or some kind of garment. But there are definitely ways to keep a person young. But if not careful, when you start to age, you can kind of slip into a rut, and before you know it, you're looking older than what you are.
Yes. Because I have to tell you, like, I would love to have you get a hold of my mom and my Aunt Julie, because they are absolutely stunningly beautiful. But like, I really would love to see them like outside of the box, like outside of their norm. Like my mom likes her little comfy blouses now and her little peasant shirts, and I'm like, you have the cutest, tiniest little figure. Like, I really would love to see you style them in their age range, women in their 60s who still literally have it going on, who look like they're in their 30s or 40s. Oh, I can't wait to see. Oh, I'm hiring you.
Yeah,
this is happening. They're going to get it. They're going to get it. They're going to get it, because I feel like it is absolutely necessary. Because I think you can fall into a rut and not realize you've bought the same kind of shirt for 5 or 6 years, just basically in a different color. It's like, this is the same cut of blouse. Let's change it up.
Yes.
Love it. What kind of pieces do you feel like could actually take someone like from day to night?
From day to night.
Like if you're like my realtor friend, for example, like, okay, she's got her little blouse and her blazer and her little pencil skirt. Like, I'm thinking like, could she just like lose the blazer or maybe put on like a little camisole with the
Yes,
skirt, maybe a higher heel?
Yes.
Okay.
I love these kind of like to be able to transform during the day. I love those kind of outfits. And it is a matter of layering. Maybe you wear a pencil skirt with a blazer during the day, but at night you take the blazer off or change your shoe or, even changing your accessories can even help. Maybe you lose your waist belt or maybe you add a waist belt. Things like that can really kind of give you that extra nighttime sexy that you want. Maybe you put on something around your neck that you didn't have on at work just because you want to be more modest at work or whatever.
Yeah.
But little elements like that, layering is the key to, I think, going from night to day or day to night.
Now, when you do have a client, do you kind of like build vision boards or like what's a consultation with you like? What kind of things do you ask?
So I like to get to know the person, what kind of work they do, what is the goal, like what are we styling for? Sometimes it's a makeover where they just want me to come in and like introduce them to new clothes. Like just help me, just a makeover all the way. They want to do a photo shoot, they want to do hair and makeup. And that's like a project with start and end date. And then there are other clients that it's more of an ongoing thing where they want, let's say it's a event this Saturday. Wife needs something to wear her and her husband's anniversary or something. Yeah, so
you can be hired, like they can hire you for one specific event. Like I have this gala, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, perfect.
Yes. And so like for that, I would ask her like, what do you like to wear? What makes you feel comfortable? What makes you feel sexy? And then kind of go from there.
Do you recommend like colors based on like people's skin tones and things like that? Like I don't, I don't look good in yellow, like because I have too much yellow in my skin. Like, do you kind of steer them towards a color wheel?
Don't.
No,
I think about those things, but I usually don't involve the client in those things unless they bring it up.
Gotcha.
Sometimes the client will say like you, they'll say, I don't really do yellows because I have yellow in my skin. And so when they bring up those kind of things, we can address it. But I tend to try to keep it as simplistic as possible.
Yes.
Because sometimes the client will start to feel overwhelmed. And a lot of times they're coming into this feeling overwhelmed. Like overwhelmed is why they call me.
Yes.
A lot of times I'm trying to put them at ease the whole time. Like it is going to be okay. You're going to be fabulous. You are still fabulous, whether you've gained your weight, lost your weight after the baby, all the things that happen. You're going to be okay. You're going to still be fabulous. So that's typically how that first conversation goes. Just getting the foundation set of who the client is and what they wish to accomplish with the service that I'm providing.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then I'll go on to say after that, we start to curate looks. I ask the client to kind of share with me
like a Pinterest board or something? Okay.
Like who are some celebrity clients or celebrity people that you really like, what do you like about their style? And then I use that to kind of build concepts for the client.
Okay, nice. So like for me, but I think sometimes because I'm a hairstylist and a makeup artist, people, and I say, oh, well, send me some inspiration photos so we can see what look you're going for this event or whatever, And you also have to make sure people have realistic expectations when it comes to my industry. It's like, you can't send me a picture of Angela Bassett and go, I want to look like that. Well, guess what? Me too. I want to look like Angela Bassett, but I can't. It's like, I'm going to do the best version of you. I'm going to, hey, you're going to be you 2.0 girl. You're about to feel refreshed and sexy, but you're not going to be Angela Bassett, but we can use these eyeshadow colors. Okay, because I feel like sometimes women, I feel like it's one of two things. We either pick ourselves apart, like how I do, and I have to stop that, or we have rose-colored glasses on, and we're like, oh, I'm built like J-Lo. Give me those. Give me that bikini. And it's like, no, boo-boo. So, like, how do you deal with, like, the unrealistic expectations, or, like, how do you overcome, like, objections in a professional way?
It gets awkward sometimes, to be honest with you. There was a client I had back in Atlanta. this was last year or the year before.
Mm-hmm.
She really, really wanted me to style her. She'd been talking about it. We went to college together, and had, it's been years since we've seen each other, but she saw my work on social media. So finally, we got together after all of this excitement and anticipation.
Yes.
I think she was a little offended initially because I asked her if she had undergarments, like Spanx and those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm not plus size. I was like, you're right. I didn't ask if you were plus size. I asked if you had your undergarments.
Right.
And she's like, well, what do I need undergarments for? I said, because the looks that we're going for that you want to do, we need to make sure everything is smooth. It's not really about how big you are. It's just about how the garments are going to translate. And then we also were doing a video and photo shoot. Oh. So I'm like, the camera's going to capture everything. So you just want to make sure. So sometimes that's a thing that comes up, where some clients, regardless of their size, they get self-conscious thinking about like best practices, like wearing undergarments to smooth things out. So sometimes that can be awkward, but I try to deal with it by just being honest and explaining the why. Like, it's not that I think you don't look good without it. It's just we're trying to present your best self. And these are the goals that you stated. And that's another reason why I like for the client to tell me what they want. Yes. Like, I don't come in telling you what you should do and how you should dress and what, tell me what you want. And let's figure out how I can help you accomplish your goal of how you want to look. So that way, when I'm suggesting things, I can always go back to, well, you said this is what you wanted.
I know that's right.
This is what the picture you pulled. And so I'm throwing their own words kind of back at them in a very polite and kind way.
Yes. I love that. Because it can be very difficult situation to handle. Years ago, I worked at a bridal salon called Weddings by Debbie, and everybody was all, there was a time where the whole Kate Middleton and Pippa Middleton, everybody was obsessed with the dress that Pippa Middleton wore. And I was basically going to be doing hair and makeup for one of these brides, and her sister wanted to wear like a Pippa Middleton style dress. And I looked and I said, oh no, girl, that's just like a piece of silk dropped over her head. I said, you might want to rethink that, just because that fabric is so unforgiving. If you eat a grape, we're going to see that little grape go down your throat and land in your tummy. You know what I mean? I'm like, you can't eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner and wear that dress. So you might want to, rethink that. And I think sometimes we see other people in it and we're like, oh, well, we're about the same size, but are you as lean and as toned as this person? Do you do Pilates? Do you do yoga? Because I don't do all the things. Just because I'm a size 8 doesn't mean I'm going to look the same way and something as someone else who may be a size 8. It's still your body shape, type. Does your skin have texture? I have cellulite. I've had 3 kids. Like, I do know better. So yes, I feel like Spanx should be in everybody's arsenal. I don't care what size you are. It's about smoothing and the after effect and how it's all going to come together.
Yes, and how you want the dress or that garment to lay, how you want it to fit your body.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you, I know Spanx are still a big thing. How do you feel about those Skims? I don't own anything like that. Is it similar to a Spanx type situation?
Yeah, anything that's maximum hold, that's going to hold you together, I'm for. I'm with that, because when you start to get into things like high waist skirts and you want your shirt to be tucked in, and you want anything bodycon, you probably want to be skimmed, spanked, tied, wrapped up, just to be secure.
The old school Spank, when they just wrap the saran wrap around themselves a bunch of times and just that sweat be dripping out like when you work out, or them waist trainers.
And that's the other thing too, that I think a lot of clients, they don't realize when they send pictures in or see these photos, they're like, I want to look like that. I'm like, she probably has on a whole bodysuit under that to keep everything smooth and to keep the boobs lifted up just so. And, yes, there are people that have these action figure bodies, but most ladies are wearing something under those dresses and skirts.
Beyonce wears Spanx. I've seen it. She was on the red carpet. I remember she was on the red carpet and she had a dress that had a very high slit. And so underneath, you could see that she had on like some kind of like Spanx bodysuit thing where they had cut one of the legs out, but they didn't cut it high enough so you could see a little bit of the trim. And then the other thigh had the spank on that was like dyed to her like skin tone. So you could see it. And I remember Halle Berry saying like at the Oscars how when she would wear those like little sheer like gorgeous dresses and stuff, she would have like Spanx undergarments, like dyed undergarments, whatever, whether it was Skims or Spanx or whatever brand, she would have her compression garments dyed to her skin tone, and they would be underneath her dresses, so everything looked smooth and perfect. And Halle Berry is literally walking perfection. She is an angel who graces this earth. So if Halle Berry can spank it up, so can I.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
if Beyonce's spanking it up, I'm spanking it up too.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm all for a smooth line. Catch that little biscuit in my back and smooth that biscuit out.
Smooth it out.
Yes, smooth that biscuit. Okay, catch it. I'm here for it. So are there any specific like hacks, like for like clothing hacks that you can do to kind of make things like fit a little bit better? For example, like for me, like I have wide hips and like a big butt, but an extremely small waist. So I can't buy certain brands of jeans because I'll get that gap in the back where you can see like my underwear. So it's like, are there any kind of little hacks or things you can do like at home besides going to a tailor that can make things fit any better at all?
I think it depends on what you're trying to make fit. I'm a huge advocate for waist belts and belts. Belts can really help cinch a waist and bring things in. You may have an oversized shirt, put a belt around it, and all of a sudden you have shape. So belts and going back to compression undergarments, those are things like sizing hacks. But I'm not thinking of anything like when you're thinking about like the jeans or because I'm telling you, I'm a huge advocate for having a tailor in your back pocket, and honestly, it is a very low cost expense.
Is it really?
It really is. You can go here's the hack. Here's the hack. You can go to a cleaner's and ask for the seamstress. You know. A lot of times they're really, really skilled. You'll find them sometimes in there making and altering whole wedding dresses and all kinds of things. You ask them to take in your pants, adjust your hem. It's going to be like $10, $12.
Wow, that's it?
That's it. I have bought suits from Goodwill. So I don't know what man was 3 times my size. I'm like, oh, this fabric and the design or the label even.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm gonna get this suit because it's a $12 suit. And now those kind of alterations, those are huge alterations.
But you got it from Goodwill, so it was cheap.
Right. But I've taken whole suits like that in and had the suit basically remade for me. There was a dress I ordered.
Now that is a life hack right there. There's some things I left at the thrift store that I really wanted. I was like, oh, these slacks are a little too big and too long. I should have bought them.
There are things now, I'm pretty bad because I think I'm all caught up now, but it was a time where I had a collection of things that I had gotten from the thrift store that I could not wear because I needed to take them to the cleaner, to the tailor. I think I'm all caught up now.
Okay.
Once you kind of have that hack in the back of your mind, you approach the thrift store a little differently because you go in kind of more open-minded, like, I'm just kind of scoping for great pieces.
Yes.
If it fits well enough, it's $2, it's $5. I can buy this and go spend $10 to get it altered.
Absolutely. And it's still cheaper than if even you went to, honestly, Target, because Target slacks will run you $40. Oh, my gosh. You actually know a pretty good tailor in Katy. I need to, shout out to Taylor's Couture in Katy, Texas. I need to be bringing some stuff over there. And I will be bringing my next thrift store haul in.
Yes, and and of course, if you go to an actual tailor like you're going to, like that experience is going to be even more elevated than just finding a seamstress at the cleaners. So, yeah.
But for instances where I'm just hemming pants or something like that, I would totally just do that at the cleaners. Oh my gosh, $10 to $12?
I found my tailor here. I found her at the cleaners, and she started off doing just hemmings, small alterations. Our relationship has totally grown. A client, I don't remember who it was. I think it was last year. She wanted to do this African-inspired gown. And so I contacted a designer in Nigeria. She made the dress for us, which was crazy because I had to measure. I felt like that whole woman's body. I was measuring shoulder to shoulder, nipple to nipple, crotch to navel. I mean, we was everything. Okay, send it to Nigeria. She made the dress. It fit like a glove, but we needed to make some minor alterations. Took it to my girl, and she altered it, and it fits like a glove. Like it's perfect. Oh. So she's able to take even a custom dress and still alter it so that it fits like how it needs to.
That's amazing. That's such a skill. Like, I wish I had that. My mother has that. My mother used to make literally like designer gowns when we were growing up. Like, she made our prom dresses and homecoming dresses, and we were always best dressed. I mean, she would get those long fishbone needles with the bead work, and she was a bad mamma jamma. She did the damn thing. She really did that. So yeah, I have seen it done. I did not inherit any of that skill from her. I had to make a dress in home economics in high school. And the goal was you had to make a garment and wear it to school for the whole day. Let me tell you something. By the time that final bell rang, one of my sleeves was off and in my backpack. Like, that dress barely held it together. Okay. I made sure I put a t-shirt and some shorts underneath because I knew I was on shaky ground. Like, sewing is not my forte. So those who can do it, hey, more power to you, because I do not have that skill.
Same.
So I do want to ask you, what's like a realistic budget? Do they just say, okay, listen, I need to redo my closet. I would like to hire like a personal shopper. Here's my credit card. I got $5,000 on there. Like, how does that work? Is that a feasible amount of money to get like a decent amount of outfits, or how does that work budget wise?
The budget again goes back to that person, because a lot of times I can think of a client. She's a realtor. She is a Coco Chanel girl. That's what she does. She wants Chanel. She wants Gucci. She wants YSL. She don't want to hear about thrift store hacks. She don't want to hear about what you found at Goodwill, unless it's Chanel, Gucci, or Louis Vuitton. Okay. So like that kind of client. And there are people who
that's it.
When they think of style, they think of
fashion house.
Yes. And that's a certain bracket.
Right.
If you are just like, I'm just trying to look good. It can be designer. It cannot be designer. You can do so much with $5,000.
Okay.
That's more than enough. I mean, you can, yeah.
Okay. That's what I was just curious, because it's like, I would want if I just wanted to go through my closet right now and just throw everything out, could I actually get a decent wardrobe? Okay.
Especially women. Shopping for women, there are so many discounts and dupes and ways to get around it. With guys, it's like with us, they try to get us as soon as we get in the store. Our shoes are expensive. Our shirts are expensive. Like women, you can find a cute little dress, and it can, it may not be fashion house quality, but it's good quality. Fine, and it will last you.
Yes.
Us men, it's just not as easy to find things that are low cost. So when shopping for a woman and redesigning her wardrobe, you can make that dollar stretch.
Do you feel like, have you ever found really good like designer label things like at certain thrift stores? Because I have a friend who found a full length Louis Vuitton coat at a thrift store in the Woodlands, and I was like, "Grr!"
Yeah.
Have you ever come across a gem like that?
I have. It's been a while, but I have. And going to the area in which you're thrifting is important. Like you said, the Woodlands. You're going to probably, because the people in that area, they have designer to give away. But sometimes, just a thrift store it's like a needle in a haystack. You just never know what you're going to find when you go in there. But you can kind of help filter the experience by going to more affluent areas.
Yes. I know a lot of people are like, I don't like to shop at Ross or TJ Maxx or thrift stores because you have to dig. I like to dig. I'm about the digging in and seeing what I can find. Because if I can find something amazing for $10, I can't stop talking about it. I'm not one of those people who feels like I need all this designer stuff. I'm so excited when somebody goes, girl, I love that dress. And then the first thing I go is, girl, it was $8. I can't wait to tell you how cheap it was because I'm so impressed with myself that I'm cute for $8. You can't tell me nothing.
Oh, I'm the same way. I have learned to stop myself because I will go on and like give the person a whole like consultation / marketing spiel about how I went and got this. You love this whole outfit is under $100.
Love it.
And people,
and that impresses me.
And see, I find it to be impressive too. But sometimes I'm like, let me just say thank you.
That's what my husband's like, babe. Just say thank you. Come on. He's like, yes, I have a beautiful wife. Thank you so much. And then we'll keep walking. And I'm like, boy, she needs to know that you can get this at TJ right now because it's limited.
Yes, and TJ Maxx is one of my favorites. When you speak of designer stuff, they have designer things in there. I really like their jewelry.
Yes.
Their jewelry department is
it's fantastic.
Yeah, and
it really is.
And oftentimes, for those that do like your Gucci's and things, they will have those pieces in there.
Oh, I have seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, I have seen it. Yes, absolutely. I saw they had some Fendi and Gucci belts this last week. I saw some Chanel earrings. Like they had some pieces.
Yes. Yeah.
I have a rotation. I hit multiple TJ Maxxes every week because you just never know what you're going to find.
Yes.
You never know.
So
when you find that little pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, it'd be making you want to turn a cartwheel. And they'll be like, well, we have to take it out the case and bring it to the front for you. That's fine.
That's fine.
I'm going up there right now. I'm following you because I don't want somebody else to get my piece or think it's theirs before I can pay for it because it's going to be a slap fight up in here.
Right.
But I do want to ask you, okay, do designer labels truly mean that it's better and better quality? I say this because, I saw this whole TikTok war about the Dior purse. You know what I'm talking about? They're like, oh, it's 50. It was like, the price to make it or whatever was like $57 for like the Dior like bag. And then of course they're selling it for, I don't know, $3,500 to $5,700 or something like that. And so people were all up in arms like, oh my God, this is like child labor or something. This purse costs $57 and y'all are paying $5,000 for it. Like, when you see, like, what do you think about stuff like that? I feel is silk from Louis Vuitton different from silk that's at Banana Republic? Do you know what I mean? Right. Is it a different worm?
Yeah. With the fashion houses, I think it depends on what you're purchasing. When you're dealing with bags and luggage, those leathers are genuine and all of those things I think are I view them very different than when you start to get into like the clothes and the accessories. For instance, Louis Vuitton, I think, has great bags. Love their bags, their luggage, their leather goods, basically. Their jewelry. I'm like, is this like Forever 21 type? Even Gucci too. Like, so I just think it depends on what you're getting from these designers. I think if you're doing bags and some articles of clothing, yes, but I have learned, like Versace too. I went to the outlet mall here and went to the Versace store and got some jewelry. It's so cute, a little, And I was like, wait, it's my ring. Is this plated? My ring is turning. Is it? There's the gold. It wasn't turning colors, but the gold was coming off of it. And I was like, not Versace.
Oh, wow. And I know she wasn't cheap.
No, she wasn't. Even at the outlet mall, she still,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have learned, and there was another Versace. I don't like their jewelry, and Gucci. I'm like, I got a dog tag, a Gucci dog tag, and it started to turn silver, but started to turn this like
tarnishing,
like this brownish.
Oh.
And I was just like,
are you serious right
now? So I think it really depends on what you are getting from these labels. I would be more comfortable spending top dollar for a bag or a leather good or something like that versus the jewelry. So the clothes and stuff are kind of the in-between of the spectrum. I would say the far right is leather goods and bags. Far left are jewelry. So the in-between, I think, is a little gray area. I'm not a person that has to have
designer.
I'm no.
Yes.
Because I just know
you're more about the fabric and the style.
Yes, because you can find a great piece for a low price. You just can.
Gotcha.
And I think it brings in more creativity. I'm a creative person too, so I don't mind digging. I think some people who are not creative and who are not into fashion or style, you know, I'm wearing Gucci. Mm-hmm. And who's going to argue with that? Whether it's a plain green on green outfit or not, it's Gucci. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily creatively stylish, but you're wearing a fashion house. So I think that's why some people go to doing that, because they just want to say, I'm wearing a fashion house, I have style.
Okay, yes, just because you have a bunch of designer labels all across your chest and your booty don't mean that you are fashionable.
Yes.
It just doesn't. Because sometimes I can do the damn thing with my little Banana Republic outfit and be killing it that I got off the clearance rack for 70% off. Because I saw it on the mannequin first and I waited for it to go down and get marked down, because I try my best to if I bought something regular price, you better believe I loved it so much that I didn't want to risk of them not having my size by the time it got marked down.
I'm a stalker too.
I'm allergic to regular prices. They make me break out in highs. I'm not for regular prices, Kobe. You know I don't play that.
Yes, I love a good discount too.
I mean, I do want to ask you something, okay? Because let me say, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I don't. How do you feel about kitten heels? Now, this is the thing, okay? Like, I'm telling you, I have to wear like a block heel or something. Like the YSL heels, I have no problem. I can stand up on that L. It's holding me. Like, I have a lot of hip action. You know, I got to be able to feel sturdy. I cannot wear stilettos. But I personally don't like the look of a kitten heel. I feel like you have this beautiful dress on or gorgeous suit on, and then I feel like you put the little kitten heel on, and then it kind of like took away from the outfit or it cheapened it. Am I wrong? Am I tripping? Or because I mean, aren't kitten heels still kind of trendy, or are they not?
I feel like there's been a resurgence or something.
I feel like they're everywhere. I feel like I don't want to look. I feel like it would age me if I wore a kitten heel.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I don't really fool with them.
Okay, good to know. Yo, I do have style.
Yeah, I do not. Even with, I mean, you got to be like 80 plus.
Okay.
And with your walker from you, and you, and like seriously, because I'm not really a fan either. Because just do a heel or do a flat.
Pick one. The kitten in the middle, yeah, that little half an inch or little inch, yeah, I don't feel it either. I'm with you. I'm like, just wear a wedge sandal if that's the case. If the heels hurt, find the sexiest wedge you can find, you know, and call it a day. Okay, good.
A good sturdy block. I was just watching, there was a clip from the reunion tour where the Clark sisters were performing, and Dorinda Clark Cole was wearing a mighty stiletto.
Hello.
It was great.
Yeah.
But her sister Karen was bopping around the stage in these kitten heels. And the comments were eating Karen up. And I was just looking at the clip like, well, you know, these ladies are 60 plus. They're on a stage. You know, maybe it was, she didn't want to fall because there was like a long catwalk. That's like a part of the stage setup. But I was just like, yeah, Dorinda in the stilettos, Karen in the kittens. I'm going to vote for Dorinda in the stilettos.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this. Miss Thing might have fallen down during rehearsal. So she said, you know what? I got to pull out these kittens even though my sister is going to eat me up in the stiletto because I fell down and ate a little bit of this stage. So I'm going to go down to this kitten. I'm still going to try to be in the game, but I'm just going to be on the other side of the court.
Right.
So I feel you, but yeah, it's just, dang it if the stiletto doesn't look better. But I look like a baby deer, okay? What can you do to a stiletto? I look like a little trembling baby deer because I'm like, am I going to make it? And don't let there be some concrete or something with some little grooves in the sidewalk and I'm trying to jump over the little cracks so I don't fall and bust my tail. I'm like, what can you do? What kind of insert can you buy to make a stiletto more comfortable, Kobe? Yeah. What can we do?
So, oh gosh, this is taking me, but I forgot about this. So I'm going to go back to this in a second. So I used to sell shoes at Baker's. Do you remember Baker's?
Yes, come on, Baker's. Okay, so my mom loved Baker's.
My mom,
that's where all her shoes came from. Baker's.
My mom used to low key pimp me out, like, like, all right, with that discount, you got your monthly discount. Mama needs some shoes.
Yeah.
So I used to work at Baker's years ago, and one of the things that we used to sell was we were always pushed to, I forgot what they were called, but if a woman bought a shoe, we always were pushed to like an add-on.
An add-on, absolutely.
And so the slip resistance for the bottom of the shoe was one I always encourage women to buy because the shoe is slippery. It's a stiletto. And then the inserts.
Yes.
The inserts for the front, like the sole of the ball of your foot, the toes.
Yes.
And then also that piece, that tendon in the back. It can get a little raw and uncomfortable too. So yeah, sometimes you have to kind of doctor that shoe up.
Yeah, because they hurt. And I have clients that'll say, oh my gosh, I love Louboutins. They're so sexy, but it feels like my foot's slamming on concrete all day. And I'm like, why are you doing that to yourself? Is there nothing you can do? But like now when you're purchasing all these inserts, do you need to go up a shoe size to make those inserts fit?
No, not necessarily. I think getting your size will work. I think it will depend on the cut of the shoe too, because certain heels, if it's a pointed toe, you may have to go up, or just depending on how it's made. But typically your size will work. And the sales associate there should be able to help you to define which insert, if you're buying from the store, which insert will work best for that shoe.
But I feel like too, I wanted to ask you, because clothing sizes vary so much. I feel like a lot of brands have what I call vanity sizes, because for example, if I go to Old Navy and buy jeans, I buy a size 6 in Old Navy jeans. If I'm buying Calvin Klein jeans, I have to get a size 8. But if I buy like jeans from, I bought some 7 jeans with some stretch to them, and I was able to get a 6. So I feel like there's vanity sizes, you know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm actually an 8. Most things that I get is a size 8. But some of these companies, like, I feel like they think I'll be so excited because this says size 6 that I'll buy more. Now, in my own mind, I know better. I know how big my booty is. But like, why is it that the size ranges are like so different between like designers? Do you know what I mean? Because you got zeros and double zeros and triple zeros and 2s and 4s. And I'm just like, if a client says, oh, well, I'm a 6, you really have to get down that measuring tape. You know what I mean? Because you could have anything. And some people are very size conscious too. I noticed. Like if you get them something that says a size 10 in it, they want to lose their mind. Oh, no. I'm a 4. Like, I feel like we're kind of really caught up in the number as opposed to the fit. But, do you feel like, I feel like it's just such a range. Do you know what I mean? What is it something to do with like fabric? Is it more of a vanity thing to try to trick us into thinking we're skinny?
I think it is who the company is selling to also, and who their market is. Because I think back to American Apparel, and I don't know if they're still around, but I remember going there because they would have I think their shorts started at like a size 25 and 24 is the waist size and would go all the way up. Well, I assume. And I remember at the time I was really small. I could wear like a 26 or 28.
Oh, gotcha.
And so, and it would fit my waist and everything else real nice too. And so, but American Apparel was like the only store that I knew of that would have waist sizes that small. But then when I would look at who was shopping at American Apparel, there was a lot of little trendy skinny people. Versus like even like your urban stores. Like when I go to the urban stores, they're not gonna have no 26. They're gonna start at the 32. You know what I'm saying? Because the clients that shop there that they're serving, those guys are not looking for their pants to be fitted. They're not looking for them to be tight. They want them a looser fit. So they're not even gonna start below a 32. So I think that's where some of the sizing comes to be, is who is buying our clothes and what sizes were they, and I think in that is where the vanity sizes come in. So we know we're serving little white girls that are little and young. And
double zero. Watercress.
Yeah. How can we perpetuate that? How can we cater to them more? How can we bring more of them in? So I think it's several things that go into that.
You remember Abercrombie and Fitch back in the day where you would go to the mall. We would go to the mall because we wanted to look at the shirtless boys in the front, and it's like, was it Abercrombie? It was Abercrombie, right? Because I feel like Hollister kind of came in too, but Abercrombie, but Abercrombie had the little shirtless dudes outside with just like the little underwear and then like the little almost like saggy kind of ripped jeans. And I remember I hated to go in the store, but I liked looking at the boys because the store smelled like a hamster cage. But the boys was so fine. Hello. Shout out to Abercrombie. Y'all need to bring that back. I'm sure it's like taboo now. You can't do that, but it really did bring y'all some business back in the day. I'm just saying I was there for it and bought some stuff because of it. But you know, like when you're styling, for example, I'm always curious about like styling jeans properly, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Because one day I thought I was super cute. I had on like some little baggy jeans and I put a cuff in them and I had on like a nude heel and like a cropped white t-shirt with a chunky necklace. Kobe, I was like, what would Kobe do? I was in my class. I was like, what would Kobe do? What would Kobe do? Like, I'm going to try this and try this and try this. And I was like, okay, I think I'm pulling this off. And then I walked out to my husband. I was like, am I doing this? And he was like, okay, yeah, you got it. It looks good.
That sounds
because you want that like extra like little oomph, little push when you're trying something different. But like when you're styling, if you're styling someone like jeans for a professional look, can you, because people are always talking about work style, can you wear jeans in a dressy enough way to wear them to like a professional office setting?
Absolutely.
Okay, what do you do with the jeans?
For a guy, one of the things I like to do is a good shoe with the jeans.
Okay.
Either a boot or a loafer or something like that. That's going to automatically elevate the jeans, the shoe.
Okay.
A boot or a loafer versus a sneaker, two different vibes, right?
Okay.
So we got our shoes, we got our jeans. If I'm going into the office, I will still do a distressed jean, even if I'm trying to dress it up. Some people feel like distressed jeans are just a no because it's already denim and you got holes in them too.
Yeah.
Give me some holes if they're cute. Make them cute.
Yeah.
So distressed or not, shoes. Then on top of that, I'm usually going to have the shirt tucked in, a belt. I love a blazer with a pocket square.
Oh, yes.
Open with some kind of little necklace or something. My shirt's probably going to be rolled up. The sleeves, so when I take the jacket off, it's still professional because it's tucked in and I have my nice shoes, but it's still casual because the sleeves are a little rolled up. But if I need to dress it up for the meeting, I'll throw my blazer back on, and then the people are going to gag with this pocket square. They're like, oh, this is so much, this is so much. Or a lapel pin even.
Yes.
For ladies, similar. You have your jeans and then add you a pump. It can be a stiletto, a chunky heel, a sandal, and kind of the same thing. Maybe a blouse tucked in with a jacket of some sort, or a shirt with a belt, a waist belt or something like that. So yeah, I think you can definitely dress up by layering the jeans.
Yeah. Well, because I had a client, she said, well, look, they just instituted Casual Friday. But they said, we're testing it out because we don't want people to go too far left with this Casual Friday and stuff, you know. So now on Fridays, they're allowed to wear jeans. And she's like, okay, but how do I ask him how I can wear the jeans, but not get kind of like called out and been like, hey, it's too casual, but still, she wanted casual comfort, but still like professional. So I feel like, those tips actually really work for what she asked.
Simple things like a good shoe with a jacket, a blazer, and adding a lapel pin. And you can get a lapel pin from a beauty supply store.
Or a brooch from TJ Maxx.
Or a brooch from TJ Maxx. That will elevate the look also. I mean, that just, it gives such a classy, sophisticated feel. So something as simple as a pin on the lapel can really elevate that Friday look. Okay.
I want to ask you a question about like dress lengths. Okay. Because I know there's mini, there's midi, there's maxi, are certain ones made for certain heights? Do you know what I mean? I feel like sometimes I look good in things that are just kind of like a little bit more full length because I'm only 5'5", so I'm trying to look a bit taller than I am to kind of spread out a bit. Like who is like a midi length best for? Who does that look best on technically? And that's the one that's right below the knee or above the ankle. Where is that at?
That's right. That's that mid-level length, and I think that is for taller women because your legs, you don't want to cut your legs off. I say this the same when I think about trench coats and long coats. I love them for myself, right? But they don't look as good on me, being that I'm 5'8", with a guy that's 6'1".
Okay.
It lands completely. And dresses are similar with women. If you're wearing a mid-length dress and you're short, it cuts your, I call it leg estate. It cuts your leg estate in half. And so now it looks like you have these really short legs versus if you wore a shorter dress above the knee or mid-thigh, it gives you more leg estate.
Oh, I like that word. I'm taking that, legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Okay. Because I always kind of wondered about that, just because, like, you'll see something on a mannequin, you're like, it looks amazing, it's my size, and you'll pop it on and you'll just go, damn, this length is not. So I'm like, when they're cut, are they cut for women who are like 5'7" or taller? Who's it? Is it typically cut for, like, I know wedding dresses a lot of times are cut for like 5'7", and then you get it altered either way. If you need it longer, then they do a hollow to hem. So is that about the same with regular clothes?
I would assume so, because most of the fashion, when you think about the models who are wearing these dresses and stuff, they're usually slim, tall girls, taller. Yes. So I would say probably. I'm not sure if it's the 5'7", but that sounds and seems about right.
Okay. Last thing. Okay, I gotta know. How do you feel about, like, the Fashion Novas and the Sheens and the Temus and, like, the stuff on there? Like, be honest. Now, I'm sitting here in some shorts from Sheen that cost $10 because it came with the blazer and the shorts. And I've had pretty good luck. You know, I look at the reviews and kind of, like, check the quality and stuff. But how do you feel about, like, because I know a lot of people buy things from Fashion Nova and all these different houses. Have you ever purchased anything from it? Yeah. Have you had good luck as far as quality with things like that?
You know, I was anti for a long time. Yeah. Until I purchased. And I was like, there's a coat that I have. It's like this leopard. It's like a dark leopard. You know how leopard is usually like that brown, gold, black. Yeah. This is like a dark green, dark brown and black. It's very dark, almost, you can tell it's leopard, but it's just not traditional leopard. And the quality of the coat, I was so surprised with how thick it is. And that came from Fashion Nova Men, I think, or Boohoo Man one. Wow. And so, I now am, I support them. I think it depends on what you're getting. Some of the shirts can get a little, because, you know, a t-shirt's already thin, regardless of where you're getting it from. You know, you get a t-shirt from Gucci, it's still thin as a t-shirt. Yes. So you dealing with t-shirts and things that are already cheaply made, you know, it's probably going to be a little cheap. But the thicker material, like denims, coats, jackets, those kind of pieces, I've had great success with Fashion Nova, Boohoo Man, Akira. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, you put me on to some I hadn't heard of. Okay. I really like Akira.
Yeah. So that's just a website, or it's an app? Or?
Akira is a website and a store. And that's why I like Akira, because you can go into the store. There's 2 here in Houston.
What? Okay, I'm Googling that.
Yeah, Akira, you can order online or go in the store. And the price point is a little higher than Fashion Nova and the Sheins, but the pieces are so unique. The denim I got for the Beyonce concert, which was those in, you know, denim with all the embellishments.
Oh, they were amazing.
So many people thought I made those jeans. And
yes, I thought you put your own spin on it because I know who you are. Yes, I was like, oh, he did that.
And that's what I wanted to do, but I didn't have time. Akira did it for me, and I would have. Where have you been in my life? So it's like giving custom type, really unique pieces for an affordable price.
That's what I'm talking about. Affordable prices in like $50, $70. Where are we? Under $100 for some jeans?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think those jeans I got may have been right at $100.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. Yeah, but I'm not mad at that.
The embellishments, you would pay more than that from anywhere else.
Oh, absolutely. Like that, absolutely. Oh my gosh, Akira. Akira. What is it? Okay, we're going to check that out because I definitely want to stop in there and find
they have great sales
a few
too.
pieces.
Great sales. They're clearance.
That's where I would head first. You already know that.
That clearance will get you together. I have come out of there with a piece. Oh, actually, did I get that fur? They had a fur, like a stole, like this big black and white old Hollywood that I got as a part of my Dynasty collection that I styled my mom in for her shoot. I got that from Akira. Just really like fabulous.
Sexy Cruella de Vil. I'm here for it. Come on, Cruella.
And that was at Akira. I was just so shocked.
Wow. Did your mom leave with like a nice little slew of outfits?
You know, she left with a outfit. Most of the things that she wore was a part of my collection, so she didn't get to leave with those. bottoms. But she did leave with, I think, a full outfit, a skirt and a top.
Okay. So you have like loaner outfits. When you style someone for something, you put an outfit together and then they use that outfit for the night that they paid for, and then they clean it and return it.
Yeah, and actually I didn't
like loaner pieces.
So I have a small showroom where I have shoes, bags, and pieces, clothes that people can basically rent to wear.
Where has this been on my life?
It's just I've been terrible with putting it out there, honestly. I started to develop it right after the shoot we did, so like 2 years ago, and slowly I've just been collecting pieces to have for people to use, and so that's another way that when working
like rent the runway.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes that's why pricing and like working with me is so unique to each person, because it may be that we find your dress somewhere at Macy's or some boutique or wherever we may find it, and then I may pair that with the jewelry and shoes I already have, so that we don't have to go out and find the whole complete look. So yes, I do have pieces in-house as well.
Oh my gosh, you are literally like a one-stop shop. I mean, he has the pieces, he has the style, he has the inspiration, he has the know-how, he knows the trends, he knows what's going to look good on your body better than you do. So take your rose-colored glasses off, let him do his evaluation, let him take your measurements, and don't worry about the number and the tag, and just sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience, because Kobe and his Dynasty Creatives, he has you. He has you. Let me tell you from personal experience, I have used his service. One of the best experiences of my entire life. I never looked so good. I never got so many likes and like, girl, where's this outfit and what's going on? I mean, it was just a whole vibe. I cannot recommend him enough. Kobe, please tell them how they can find you on your socials and how they can book you. Absolutely. You can find me on Instagram. My personal page is Colby's Dynasty. That's COLBYS DYNASTY, or just the Dynasty Creatives Instagram page. You can also visit my website at www.dynastycreatives.com. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for being here, Kobe. It was an absolute pleasure. You already know I love and adore you. I'm a fan, so like I can't stop gushing, but I'm going to have to stop myself because this has to end somewhere. But if you guys have any more questions for Kobe, you have his socials, but of course you can always hit me up on my Instagram and DM me any questions that you have at beautytopics_glam. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode, and we will all chat with you guys soon. Bye-bye. Bye.